Good evening, everybody. Good evening. We have the agenda review session for Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016. We have ordinances on second reading. 604, an ordinance to amend and supplement revised general ordinance of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 32, no parking, emergency streets. Scott Street, Plum Street. 605, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinance of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 32, no parking, emergency streets. Hamilton Street. 606, ordinance authorizing a guarantee by the City of New Brunswick and County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, of not exceeding $170 million aggregate principal amount of city guaranteed parking revenue refundable bond, Series 2016 of the Parking Authority of the City of New Brunswick. Ordinance on first reading. 601, ordinance to amend and supplement the revised ordinance of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, add section 1012, 125, right turn only, Drift Street at New Street. 602, ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinance of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 27, no parking in certain areas, school zone, Delavan Street. 603, ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinance of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 24, no parking anytime, New Street. 604, salary ordinance, FMBA number 17 for 2015 through 2021. 605, an ordinance to amend and supplement the City of New Brunswick ordinance 040605, expansion of special improvement district. 606, in order to amend and supplement the revised general ordinance of the City of New Brunswick, Title 3, Revenue and Finance, Chapter 3.28, Fee Schedule, Section 3.28.120, Parks and Recreation Fees, amend recreation permit fees. Resolutions. 601, approve agenda amendments. 602, approve payrolls. 603, authorized for redeem the tax sales certificate. 604, authorized purchase by police department under state contract A 89980/M0483. NASPO Value Point Computer for Wireless Electronics Incorporated, doing business as Wireless Communications and Electronics, for fleet service, not to exceed $10,491.99. 605, approve a water contract with Gibraltar Transmissions for transmission repair services for the police department. 12-month period commencing March 3rd, 2016 and ending March 2nd, 2017. Specification number 50116P, not to exceed $15,000. 606, authorized execution of collective bargaining agreement for FMBA number 17, 2015 to 2021. 607, approve amendment resolution R 081564, reason to pay additional legal fees in the amount of $1,105. Benedict and Altman for police director Anthony Caputo in the matter of Hartford Anderson versus Anthony Caputo. From $13,270 to $14,322.50. 608, approved request for street closing requested by Holy Family Parish, Sacred Heart, St. Joseph. Location, Sacred Heart Church on Troop Avenue to left on Townsend Street, across French Street to Harvey Street, stopping at Harvey Street Park, then to Somerset Street to St. Joseph's Church at the corner of Maple Street for Good Friday religious procession. Date is Friday, March 25th, 2016. Time is 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Police extra duty. 609, approve emergency temporary appropriations for 2016. 610 is pulled as unnecessary, request of the Chief Financial Officer. 611, approve request for use of city sidewalk, requested by New Brunswick Cultural Center Incorporated. The location is sidewalks in front of several stores and restaurants for Busker Day, which is part of Hub City Music Festival, which will showcase the talent of several musicians. The date is Saturday, April 16, 2016. The rain date is Saturday, April 23rd, 2016. Time is 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. 612, approved request for use of city sidewalk, requested by Rutgers UNICEF. Location from Douglas Student Center on George Street to College Avenue, Student Center on College Avenue. For water, walk to educate all about the hardships people in other countries must go through to get water. The date is Saturday, April 2nd, 2016. Time is 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. 613, approved request for street closing, requested by Johnson & Johnson. Location, Livingston Avenue from George Street to New Street. The Johnson & Johnson Annual Shareholders Meeting, Thursday, April 28, 2016, a.m. to 1 p.m. Police extra duty. 614, authorized tax collector to transfer overpayments on several tax and utility accounts. 615, approved request for street closing, requested by Rutgers University, location is Seminary Place. Celebration to showcase past year achievements as well as newly constructed academic building on Seminary Place. The date is Saturday, May 21st, 2016. Time is 8 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Police extra duty. 616, approved request for use of city property requested by Bold Action, Rutgers Cancer Institute, New Jersey. The location is Beulah Park Pavilion and running track. for a 5K run walk to support cancer education research and health fair. Date, Sunday, May 22nd, 2016, time 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. 617, approve award of contract. Certified Health and Safety Services, LLC, for safety consultant and trainer for the water utility. Specification number 49816 RFP, not to exceed 8,000, fair and open. 618, authorize participation in the Cooperative Purchasing Program, Department of Public Works, with the Cooperative Purchasing Network. 619, authorized purchase by water utility under state contract A 89980/N 0483 NASPO Value Point Computer from Island Tech Services LLC for 3 tough books for the water utility, not to exceed 10,310. 620, resolution recognizing the Feeding New Brunswick Network. 621, approved request for use of city sidewalk, requested by Parish of the Visitation, location use of sidewalk on Remsen Avenue, Sanford Street, Lee Avenue, Tower Street, for Good Friday religious procession and Stations of the Cross. The date is Friday, March 25th, 2016. Time is 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 622, authorized refund to Milstein, Weber, and Colazzo, PA, in the amount of $1,515.96 against 2016 taxes on Block 132, Lot 034, 79 Welton Street. 623, approved request for use of city property requested by American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The location is Goodwill Park and Pavilion for 3-mile walkathon. The date is Sunday, October 2nd, 2016. The time is 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., I would believe. 624, approved request for use of city property requested by Lighthouse Christian Fellowship. Location is War Memorial Park for preaching and passing out literature. Date Saturday, March 26, 2016. April 2, 9, 16, 23, and 30, 2016. May 7, 14, 21, 28, 2016. June 4, 18, 25, 2016. July 2nd, 16, 23rd, and 30, 2016. August 6, 10, 27, Hike, 2016, time 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. 625, approved relaxation of city noise ordinance, requested by Cavarini McGovern, LLC. Work on behalf of Matrix Upper Lot Project, known as the Broadstone River Bend Project. Saturdays from March 15, 2016 to December 24, 2016, excluding holidays. Time is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 626, approved amendment resolution R111519. Traffic engineering design services, traffic signal replacement at Sanford Street and Commercial Avenue instead of Sedan Street and Commercial Avenue due to the existing condition of the traffic signal at Sanford and Commercial. With Hatchmont McDonald Holdings Incorporated, doing business as Hatchmont McDonald LLC. Specification number 89615 RFP, not to exceed 26,000. 627, approval of award of contract with K. Hanranahan. That's an Enterprise Incorporated for electrical repairs for the water utility, not to exceed 18,006 and 57, Middlesex County Cooperative Purchasing Program, CK12 Middlesex from K. Hanranahan Enterprise Incorporated. 628, authorized property lien for board up security, location 289 Seaton Street, Block 166, Block 9. The amount is $3,807.73. 629, approved temporary amendment of revised general ordinances for Middlesex County's demolition of Wilson parking deck, relaxation of 12.12.080, permit fees in Schedule 24, Section 10, 16.020. 630, refund of New Jersey State Department of Community Affairs fee. Joseph Gingoli and Son for 15 Seminary Place, Block 94, Lot 1.06. The amount is $46,663. 631, approved resolution to authorize refund of escrow. Construction Management Associates Incorporated, 32 Union Street. The amount is $1,079.83. 632, approved resolution to authorize refund of escrow to Construction Management Associates for 6 Sycamore Street, $100.28. 633, approved amendment resolution R011273 to pay final invoice $103.50 for the purchasing department copy machine with Rico USA Incorporated, not to exceed $103.50. Approval of this change order will not constitute an increase of 20% or more of the amount of the original contract. 634, approved amendment resolution R131581, reason to amend the account number for agreement for the use of $60,000 of CDBG funds to the Intersect Fund for assistance to micro enterprises. 635, approve award of contract with Appraisal Systems Incorporated for implementation of a full municipal-wide evaluation for tax year 2017, Part A, general evaluation. Specification number 50516 RFP, not to exceed 599,956, fair and open. 636, approve award of contract with Appraisal Systems Incorporated for implementation of a full municipal-wide evaluation tax year 2017. Part B, large commercial inter-complex commercial property evaluation. Specification number 506, 16 RFP, not to exceed $169,500, fair and open. 637, approve on-premise raffle at Cook Student Center, 59 Bill Road, New Brunswick, for Rutgers University Foundation. Date is March 31st, 2016. 638, authorized refund to James Jacob Jr. in the amount of $189.19 against water account number 1-11004420, block 062, lot 043. 639, rescind resolution R2021-674, liquor license number 1214-33-033-002. Name is Ravage and Durka Look, pocket license, location 266 Somerset Street. I apologize for not getting that. 640, approve amendment resolution R071526, approve person-to-person transfer of liquor license pocket from Jazz Incorporated to Kai Kajara Ravi Jaka, liquor license number 1214-33033-002. 641, advising consent to the Community Arts Council, reappointments and appointments. Kelly Blythe, Krista Solarto, Cassandra Olivers Moreno, Jennifer Sevilla. Expires December 31st, 2018. It's a 3-year period. We have no items for discussion by the council. Okay. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Escobar. Here. Council Vice President Fleming.
Here.
Councilmember Garlotti. Present. Council President Egan.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the municipal council of the city of New Brunswick, has been filed with the city clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the city of New Brunswick, namely the Home News Tribune. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have a moment of silence for our men and women serving in our armed forces, for all our men and women losing their lives in the armed forces. Thank you. We have minutes from January 20th, 2016. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. I don't believe we have any public hearings tonight, Mr. City Clerk? We have ordinances on second reading. We have 604, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinance of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 32, no parking emergency streets, Scott Street, Plum Street. Would anybody from the public like to comment on this particular ordinance? Anybody from the public on this particular ordinance? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. 605, we have an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinance of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 32, no parking emergency streets, Hamilton Street. Would anybody like from the public like to comment on this particular ordinance? Anybody from the public? Seeing none?
Motion. Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. 606, ordinance authorizing the guarantee by the city of New Brunswick and the county of Middlesex, state of New Jersey, of not exceeding $170 million aggregate principal amount of city guaranteed parking revenue refunding bonds, Series 2016 of the Parking Authority of the city of New Brunswick. Would anybody from the public like to comment on this particular ordinance? Anybody? Yes, sir. Step right up.
Good evening, members of the council. My name is Charles Bradaville. I'm from New Brunswick. I'm also the editor of New Brunswick Today, as you know. Asking about this because I'm a little concerned. I want to know, what why basically every couple of years there's bonds being, refinanced or re-rolled over or rechanged for the authority. Is it really something that we need to be doing so frequently? Or is it just a function of the economy, or is something changing? Why is this, it seems like every year?
Because there's a significant savings to the parking authority in doing this. They're able to get a better deal on the bonds at a better rate. They're able to sell some bonds and get new bonds, and it's a savings. I don't have the numbers. So, Mr. Penix, would you like to speak on it a little more?
Sure, I've asked Anthony Pinello to come also from Willets. It was estimated to be about $7 million in savings.
Could you explain a little more on why it's done through?
Sure, I'll ask Anthony
Whoever would like to
Pinello
speak,
to
Mr.
respond to
Pinello?
that.
Stand up, please.
Tony Pinello, Lensko, and Spitzer. The good news is there is usually only one reason why you refinance bonds. In this instance, there's two reasons. But let's do the most important reason. This is a refinancing just like when we refinance our homes. We take old debt, replace it with new debt at significant debt service reduction. This particular refinancing entails most of the debt that the parking authority incurred when it did the Transit Village and the Jetland Street redevelopment projects in 2010. So given the size of those projects, that's why there's a few more zeros on this refinancing. This is a not exceeding $170 million refinancing. That's projected to save $7.4 million, or approximately $380,000 a year. So that's an enormous amount of savings. So it speaks for itself why it is that the parking authority would want to refinance the debt. But in this particular reason, there's actually an additional reason why it's so important to refinance this debt now. This debt was issued under the federal 2009 law that was President Obama's recession workout law. It was called the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. And under that act, the federal government fashioned super economically beneficial municipal bonds where the federal government provided a subsidy that it paid to the issuers of those bonds to further reduce the cost of those bonds. It all sounded great in 2009. The parking authority was allocated by the county government an allocation of those super economic bonds, and they were used to finance Transit Village and Jetland Street. Fast forward to 2011, the president was in a snip with the Congress, as we all may recall, over adopting reductions in the federal deficit. The president signed a law in early 2011 that said that the federal government was under a mandate to reduce the federal deficit by $1.2 trillion over 10 years, and if it didn't, remember the phrase federal sequestration was going to go into effect, where the federal government imposed upon itself mandatory across-the-board cuts in every line item in the federal budget. So getting back to these bonds that we're refunding now, we had $115 million of what's called Build America bonds. They got a 25% subsidy. And then we had about, I think, $20 million worth of additionally tax-advantaged economic recovery bonds that got a 45% subsidy. Those federal subsidies got caught up in the federal sequestration, and time flies. That federal sequestration has been in place every year since 2011. And the amount of that sequestration has been anywhere from 6.5% to 8% annually. So the New Brunswick Parking Authority subsidy that it's receiving on that debt is under risk every year of reduced subsidy from the federal government. And every year, the authority has received less than the federal government promised because the sequestration is now 7 years old. It's a middle schooler. So why is this refunding so important? It takes the authority out of the sequestration. These bonds will no longer have a federal subsidy. They're plain old-fashioned vanilla tax-exempt bonds, and even without the subsidy, we still save $7.4 million in interest. So we save a ton of money, And we're no longer under the threat of the federal government's reduced subsidy payments, which we've been under for 7 years.
Thank you, Mr. Pinello.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for the thorough explanation. I have a couple more questions. I want to know what impact this might have on the credit rating of the authority and of the city.
Mr. Pettis?
Sure.
I'd like to answer that.
As Mr. Pinella kind of explained, it's only a beneficial factor to us all. So I don't think we're going to increase or get a better rate out of it, but I think it will help decrease any kind of rating that we would have.
And just an issue is the fees for attorneys. Is there a set fee for how much the Wilentz firm is going to be paid for this, refunding or?
They're bond counsel, is that
Yes,
correct?
we are.
Yes, is there a set fee? Or,
The way I would look at this refinancing is 3 ways. All of the savings that every refinancing that's done or cited by law is net of cost of issuance. So when we say that we project that the savings are $7.4 million in savings, they're net of all of the issuance costs. Every time a municipal bond financing is undertaken, there are several professionals that were involved in various ways in making that refinancing happen. There's a bond counsel, a financial advisor, an investment banking firm, a bond trustee, an escrow agent, a verification agent, a financial printer. These are all common in every municipal bond financing, whether it's new money or refinancing. In this particular financing, the total issuance costs that are sized into the financing are not exceeding $250,000. So when you say that you save $7.4 million, it has to be net of all of those costs. Those costs are paid out of the proceeds of the refunding, and they're only incurred if the refunding occurs. So if the interest rates move away and the work has been done, at least in New Jersey's practice of refinancings, there are no fees paid to the professionals that worked on the refinancing unless the refinancing happens and the savings occur.
thank you. Anything else, Mr.
Gotcha, yeah, so just to be clear, the Wilentz fees are part of the not to exceed 250?
Yes, our fee is $75,000.
Okay, thank you guys.
Well, it's included in the 250.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public on this particular ordinance? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti. Council President Egan.
Yes. Resolutions, we have 601 through 641, we're holding or being pulled is 610. Oh, I'm sorry, geez, I'm already going. Too many of these first words. 601, we forced reading, ordinance to amend and supplement revised other ordinance of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic. Add section 10, 12, 125, right turn only, Drift Street at New Street.
Move the ordinance setting down March 16th at 6:30 for public hearing, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. 602, an ordinance to amend and supplement revised other ordinance of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 27, no parking certain hours, school zone, Delavan Street.
Move the ordinance setting down March 16th at 6:30 for public hearing, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. 603, an ordinance to amend and supplement revised other ordinance of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Schedule 24, no parking anytime, New Street.
Move the ordinance setting down March 16th at 6:30 for public hearing, same date to be advertised.
Need a second.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. 604, salary ordinance, FMEA for 2015-2021.
Move the ordinance setting down March 16th at 6:30 for public hearing, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. 605, an ordinance to amend and supplement the City of New Brunswick ordinance 0400605, expansion of special improvement district.
Move the ordinance setting down March 16th at 6:30 for public hearing, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. 606, an ordinance to amend, supplement, revise revenue ordinance of the City of New Brunswick, Title III, Revenue and Finance, Chapter 3.28, Fee Schedule, Section 3.28.120, Parks and Recreation Fees, amend recreation permit fees.
Move the ordinance setting down March 16th at 6:30 for public hearing, same date to be advertised.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. Now we have resolutions. I'm sorry. 601 to 641, 610 is being pulled. Would anybody from the public like to comment on any of these particular resolutions? Anybody from the public? Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Good evening once again, Charles Stradiville, New Brunswick Today. 606, is this does this mean that all of the unions now have contracts?
What number is this?
606, the FMDA agreement.
Can anybody answer that?
This is the last contract.
This is the last one, sir.
Okay, thank you.
That would be yes.
Time is ticking away.
That's all right. You know how lenient we are.
Okay, and can I just get the details of the contract? Like,
Well, it's in your packet. There's I know, there was, I don't have the increases in front of me, but I know that they gave back the same thing to the prescription plan as the PDA did, which is what the city had asked them to do. And if somebody wants to shout out the increases or give us the increases. Go ahead.
It's all in the packet here.
It's all in the packet. Would you like it read
The
out now,
increase-
Mr. Crowder?
I don't see it raised, mentioned in the...
Mr. Council President, there'll be retroactive pay back to
To
July
July
1st of
2015.
2015 of 1.5.
Okay.
2% increase effective January 1st of this year.
Okay.
Then there'll be one January 1st of 1.5, 2% on 2018, 2% on 2019, 1.5% on 2020, and 2% on 2021.
Thank you,
So
sir.
those are the percentage
Thank you.
increases.
Thank you for the thorough answer. I want to ask about 611 is Busker Day. Sounds like an interesting idea. Can you tell me, is it legal for people to bus?
We'll speak on Buster Day.
Yes, it's legal.
Yes, please stand up. Identify yourself. Yes.
Yes, it's legal.
All year round it's legal, not just on Busker Day.
Yes,
Okay, great. Thank you. It sounds like a cool thing.
it's gonna be great.
Can I ask about the water utility 619? What do they need the tough books for? I guess those are laptop computers.
Director?
Yes, sir. There's actually two tough books and a tablet. The tablet's going to be used for the new water meter interrogators to help the water meter readers download the information off the interrogator. The other two tough books are for the distribution department, so they can help locate water leaks, and the other tough book is for our superintendent, so we can start developing a remote reading of our SCADA system, so we know what's going on, from our remote location.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Jump ahead to 628 is the property at 289 Siemens Street. Can you please ask Captain Miller if there has been any police activity at that house? Why is it being boarded up?
Yes, Captain Miller.
If you can, I think was there police activity at that house?
Mr. Chairman, you can comment on this property, please?
I don't know any details of the police activity, but I know that the inspectors were called to that property, and as a result of an investigation regarding the structural integrity of the building, they determined that it was an unsafe structure. And it's my understanding they placarded the property and sought to have it boarded up for the public safety, health, and welfare
Okay,
conditions.
thank you.
And could you please ask Captain Miller if there was police activity there?
Captain, was there police activity at this particular residence?
Which day?
The day I asked about when there was a Nixle alert regarding planned police
Yes.
activity.
Yes, it was.
Okay, can I get the details of what happened?
No.
This is a top
Please
secret.
hold on, relax, that's all.
Please.
Is it an ongoing investigation,
Yes.
Captain? It's still not an ongoing investigation, Mr. Craddock. There was police activity there, but the captain cannot speak about it at this time due to an ongoing investigation
Can I just ask an ongoing investigation into what?
into criminal activity. I'm going to take a guess at it. Alleged, I'm sorry.
Is it a murder investigation? Is it a?
Are you allowed to comment on what type of it?
I'm not going to comment.
Okay? He still doesn't want to give any particulars out at this time.
Okay, so a top secret investigation.
He didn't say top secret, he just said it's in a criminal investigation. You call it top secret.
It's a secret. It's a secret what is being investigated.
It's police work.
Okay. So in the past, police have,
Mr.
brag
Craddock, I'm
about-
sure when they're allowed to, you'll get all the information you want on the property.
you're sure that I'll get all the information I want?
Everything that you're entitled to, you'll get.
That'll be the day. I'll move on. 629, demolition of Wolfson. It says it's a temporary amendment of the ordinances of the city. Is that legal for the ordinances to be amended through a resolution? That's proper?
Yes. Mr. Shannon, go ahead. You answer.
We've done it on several occasions in the past. Yes, it's perfectly legal. What we do is we relax the schedule of the ordinance for a period of time. In this particular case, it's 6 months to allow for no parking on those particular designated areas so that the demolition process doesn't cause any safety issues or property damage with respect to people who may park in those particular areas. Similarly, we did this with the project on College Avenue where the grease trucks used to be. I think it's called Lot 8. We actually relaxed
That's correct.
provisions of the ordinance over there. That much longer than this is proposed, but
Thank you.
So it's just for parking is the only ordinance that's going to be?
parking and sidewalk.
Parking inside.
Parking sidewalk. Thank you. Can I just get some information about the 2 contracts for the revaluation? I see we've hired the same firm for both contracts. Was there any other bidders for either contract?
Mr. DeShano?
There were 4 bids for the general reval and 2 bids from 2 of those same companies for the commercial part of the contract. There are specialized commercial revaluation companies in New Jersey. None of them bid on Part B, so the board is hoping to award the contract to Appraisal Systems for both.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then the last 2 I want to ask about are 39 and 40. 2 liquor licenses. Can somebody just please explain what's happening with the licenses?
Well, I'll explain it, and if I don't have it all, I'm sure the clerk will help me. It's my understanding that the ABC, with the change of the licensing timeframe and the procedure, didn't want us to enact that first resolution where we renewed the liquor license, which is in pocket, by the way. So they asked us to rescind that and then to amend the resolution on the person-to-person transfer retroactive back to June 30th of 2015. So we did some housekeeping at their request with respect to their new procedures and guidelines regarding renewal of liquor licenses. But this license is in pocket anyway, so it was never actually active.
Thank you.
Okay, and so can you tell me when the person-to-person transfer occurred? It was over the summer? Or?
Well, we amended a resolution that dates back to July, so it's July of 2015 is when we first acted on that particular resolution. And we went back and are amending it, proposed to amend it tonight to make it effective as of June 30th, 2015, as opposed to July 1st of 2015, to capture that one day in the license term that the ABC as requested.
Thank you, Mr. Shea.
Relatively minor change.
Very minor.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pradwell. Anybody else on the resolutions this evening? Anybody on any particular resolutions? Anybody? Seeing nobody?
Move the resolution.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Fleming.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlotti.
Aye.
Council President Egan.
Yes. We'll now move to the public portion of the meeting. Please come on up and identify yourself. You have 5 minutes to address the council. Anybody wish to address the council this evening in the public portion, public comments?
Yes, Danielle Moore. I would like to start off with, I know they did the markings for Lee and Comstock, Lee and Delavan. Would you be able to give me, let me know when they're supposed to start working on putting, I don't know if it's a light system, the crosswalk,
Mr. Valenti?
Lee and Delavan, Lee and Comstock?
We are currently under contract, and we're in the process of scheduling a construction meeting. I anticipate that work to happen around April. We need the weather to improve, because there's asphalt and concrete work involved. But it's under contract, we're in the process of getting all the documentation from the contractor now, so it's
Okay, well, I would like to say, wow, I'm glad to see from Lee and Sanford down to Lee and Welton, what a wonderful job the city has done with speed bumps, crossway, watch out for our children, warning signs. But I think it's time for the city to step up and take care of Lee from Poward onto Loretta Street, where, I don't know if any of you heard, that was on Lee and Lawrence Street. A girl got hit by a car. She had a very serious head injury. I wonder why, due to where, like I said, the city does not take care of any work around there. I have pictures to show, like I said, how you take care of Lee Avenue from Lee, Stanford on down. And I have over 300 pictures to show, not one walkway, curb, no safety signs, watch our children, no speed bump or anything. And like I said, it's time for the city to step up, not wait till another person gets injured or dead. And I hope within less than 30 days, I see some responding, because, wow, I tell you, when the boy got hit on the weather place, I think maybe about four years ago, wow, didn't have to have any consent forms, anything signed. Speed bumps was taken care of within the next 7 days. I'm not saying that, but like I said, and no safety walkway or anything. Like I said, I have a few pictures here to show, not where no cars supposed to stop. You don't have, no parking to corner, creating blind zones. Like I said, and then the other issue, that's where the kids with the water system. Whenever it rains, you have the water sit on every corner from Lee, Howard, down to Lee and Lawrence Street, due to where I meant every time it rains, the kids have to walk directly in the water or walk in the middle of the street to pass through there. Like I said, you know me, I got my proof to speak up for what I'm talking about. And I say that also, if you can approve $500,000 for Rutgers Village to have their curbs redone. It was approved December 16th. But yeah, by the way, that's where Mr. Kevin Jones stayed, the gentleman that works in the office for the mayor. You approved to do their road work, the stuff out there. Wow, it's beautiful out there. Just take a ride from, like I said, Lee, Howard on up to Loretta. I meant city hasn't touched there in maybe 10 years or more. So please, like I said, take this matter. Pray that the girl is okay, but yes, she got hit pretty bad there. Like I said, that was on Lee and Lawrence. So like I said, I hope to see some work done soon, like I said. Once again, like I said, the city doesn't never like to take responsibility at fault of after a person gets injured. So that's why I hope you respond to this quickly so no one else gets injured. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Good evening. James Neal. Good evening. Been missing for a little while in action. Took a little time to recover. I would like, Council President, to congratulate you and the council for coming out January 18th to celebrate Dr. King's birthday. That was surely a team effort from the city. And I received several, that never have I ever received letters or cards from people talking about how good a time they had and how they felt that they were a part of the city of New Brunswick. And it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the city council. And I have to, everybody is included, and it was a team effort. But I have to give Glenn credit. As soon as Glenn show up, I got it. I got it pretty much, written out. But as soon as he show up, he made a difference, and I like to congratulate him that everybody felt comfortable, and along with the fire department, Rodney Blunt from the prosecutor's office showed up, Kenny Ford from Rutgers Police. We had a good time. It was a team effort.
Very nice.
I'd further like to report that after going to Abundant Life Church Sunday, the good Reverend couldn't make the event, and I went. He had to get his plaque at the church. He called me up. He said, "Can you come and present the plaque?" So, I went down and we presented the plaque. But looking forward to next year, we always wanted to get somebody from the King family in New Brunswick. And he was thinking the same thing I was thinking. So he announced to the church after we were talking that we're going to see if we can get Bernice King here next year.
This is Reverend Seward?
No, this is Reverend George Seaver
Okay.
from Abundant Life.
Okay.
Because he had previously was in contact with her, but we're starting out early, so we got something to look forward to. And I just want to say, I had a good time. I had a good time seeing you come. Rebecca, everybody played their role. Maybe next time the lady who started it all will come. I don't know how Rodney got, how Glenn got John to do the American Pledge of Allegiance, but it was a team effort. So thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Neal. It was very nice, very moving, and you're right, Mr. Fleming did an excellent job. It's really nice. I have to really good. Go ahead, Mr. Crowder.
Good evening once again, Charles Prattville, New Brunswick. I want to start by saying it was really awesome to get the opportunity to watch the first meeting of the Parks and Gardens Commission here in New Brunswick at that same table. And it was really a great experience to watch a new commission start from scratch. And that was a very positive thing, so I want to commend the city for moving in that direction. Unfortunately, though, not all of the boards and commissions are doing as well as they could or should. I have to ask, through the chair to Councilwoman Escobar, what the heck is going on at the Housing Authority? Can I please get an explanation?
What is going on at the Housing Authority?
Yes, she was present for the meeting where the board really did not behave properly.
Yeah, can you be a little more specific?
Well, she was there.
Okay. Do you have a comment, Ms. Escobar?
He was there, and I think that everybody has been, and I'm not taking away however you felt about the meeting, I was there, and I think that they were just asking tough questions like you do, and maybe it was kind of different for you to receive that kind of feedback. Nonetheless, I think that John was very responsive to some of the things that you were asking, as well as the lawyer, Mr. Camacho, who was there. And some of the things I think that they were trying, I took it as my understanding it, that it was trying to, once you put out their addresses and you say it in a public setting, you have to be careful. Because you could be, how about you were alleging some addresses that there was something going on. And I think that that's what actually triggered a little bit of the back and forth. But again, I think that it was just that they gave you a little bit of your medicine in that sense, trying to get you was it the best way to do it? I don't know, that's not for me to judge. But I think it's saying that it was disrespectful, and you have the right to ask questions. And I think that everybody knows that. I don't think that that's, but people have a right to ask good questions too. And I think that, so that's about it. In my sense, so it wasn't, I didn't take it as disrespectful. I think that they were reacting to some of the things that you were saying at one point. And I think that some of the things that you wanted to have an answer to, you had alluded that you already had spoken to John Clark, and he didn't have an answer at that point. And it was an ongoing investigation. You were looking for the final answer that he didn't have at that time. So again, I think it was a little bit of everything, trying to that they reacted the same way you asked, you push, they were pushing back in that sense. Right or wrong, I'm not judging, but that's what I saw.
Okay. I would submit that it was wrong. In fact, you're right, they did try to turn it around on me and ask me a lot of questions instead of investigating the corrupt practices I was bringing to their attention. That was a deflection tactic, and they were just changing the subject and trying to, question me, and they wanted me to give them my video and all this stuff. It was really, quite frankly, childish and beneath the office that they have. And I'm very concerned if that is the way the board treats it when a resident gets up and makes an allegation. I'm very concerned because that means nobody's investigating at the board level.
But they are investigating. It's just that they didn't have like I said, they didn't have the answer at that point. And you can push it, but John didn't have the answer. But he said an investigation is going on, and you know that because you gave all that information to John prior.
A month ago now.
A month, yeah.
So
it was just
fair to ask for an update.
Yeah,
after a month.
and I think that you have been pretty much, and you're absolutely right. But they have been in communication with you, to the attorney, and because especially with the Oprah request and all of that. So I think again, it's just a matter that they didn't have the information. The board they don't do the investigation. That's not what the staff does. And John is doing a very, I know for a fact that he take whatever you told him about the residents, he had taken it seriously, and he's looking into it. So,
Thank you.
that's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to follow up about something I asked about last week. I asked these questions last week and was not able to get an answer. At the time that the former police director had his gun stolen from him, was he legal to be carrying a weapon? Did he have a retired officer carry permit?
So, did your question you asked at the last council meeting?
Correct.
Do we have answers? Mr. Shannon?
The response is the same. I supplied the council with my letter. I advised him of my opinion, and I'm not going to discuss it with Mr. Cradible. Again, I thought we finished that topic.
Just given a second chance here for the city attorney to explain why he hired the former police director who lost his gun, had it stolen, and it's not even clear if he was legal to have that gun at that time in that place. I'm just looking for reassurance. If it was investigated and there was a finding that he was legal to carry it, say it, please. Defend the man.
The city attorney does not want to comment on it, and there's no more.
Mr. Cradible has my letter. I gave him a copy of my letter, which made reassurances to my client, this council. So I don't know what more reassurance he needs.
Thank you, Mr. Shannon.
Thank you.
Well, the reassurance would be simply that Mr. Katniss had applied and received approval to carry a weapon. Also, I'd like to know if he's still approved, because quite frankly, having your gun stolen is something that might cost you your carry permit. I'd like to know if he still has a carry permit. Has anybody looked into that? Is he allowed to carry a weapon?
Mr. Shannon?
I know the answer to that question, and Mr. Cradible probably can find it out through an open request, but my recollection is I've seen Mr. Katniss with a weapon that he carries, and I would imagine he's licensed to do so, but I've never seen a document. So I would suspect that Mr. Cradible has a concern about that. He can check with that licensing authority to see whether or not, in fact, it's proper.
Okay, so Mr. Shammy, who conducted the investigation, has not seen any documents to say whether or not Mr. Katniss is allowed to carry a weapon.
Not at this point. The
Okay.
investigation
Not at
I
this
conducted was 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's in 2.5 years ago, almost. Almost 3, actually, June 2013.
Can you tell me how that weapon was secured inside Mr. Katniss' vehicle?
Mr. Cradible, did you hear what he said in the beginning? He sent you a letter on the investigation. He does not wish to comment on it any further. So do you want to keep asking questions about it?
Precisely.
Okay.
So-
Go ahead, precisely, go ahead.
Okay, so how was it secured? He said the letter says it was secured, but it's unclear on how it was secured. Was it in a gun box or
The
was it
city
secured
attorney will
with a
not be
rubber
answering,
band?
the city attorney will not be answering any questions on that matter right now. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay, so to be clear, the city of New Brunswick is refusing to say how Mr. Katniss' gun was secured.
The city
when it was
attorney
stolen.
is not answering any questions. He has the letter that he gave you, and that's his response to those questions at this time.
Okay, what type of firearm was it that was stolen from Mr. Katniss?
The city attorney is not answering any questions in this particular matter at this time. You have the letter that he sent to you regarding, and that is his position on the matter.
Okay, respectfully, there are others who could speak on this. There is usually law enforcement leads investigations into things like this. There's a captain from the police department here. Perhaps he could say how the weapon was
Would you like
secured.
me to ask the captain?
Yes, please.
Captain, would you like to answer Mr. Crowell's question at this time?
Sure. Just as we spoke earlier, it's a criminal investigation, and I'm not going to discuss the details of a criminal investigation.
Thank you. The captain is not going to discuss it because it's a criminal investigation.
Okay, at a previous meeting, the captain mentioned that there was a range of calibers that were allowed. Can you tell me what the range is?
Captain, can you tell us what the range of caliber is allowed by a ex-police officer or anybody that carries a firearm, please?
In that specific, what you just said, Mr. Catney is not a police officer. He is not abided by the policy and procedures of the police department.
Thank you.
So Captain Miller misspoke last time, or?
No, I said the exact same thing last time, that the police department has a range of calibers, but Mr. Catney is not a police officer, as we said many times.
Okay, so it doesn't.
Maybe with the licensing board, you can find out.
So it
what the caliber is.
doesn't apply to him, that was
Doesn't
the
apply to
captain
him.
was referring to. Thank you for clarifying. And then the last question about this is, was that weapon ever used in the commission of a crime? Did anyone look into that?
Captain?
Same response, I'm not commenting on any criminal investigation.
Okay, so the city refuses to say whether the weapon stolen from the former police director, who is now the assistant city attorney.
No, the city refuses to comment on the investigation.
The city refuses to say how the weapon was secured,
However you
what
want.
type of weapon it
You're the
was,
journalist, however you want.
and whether or not, I can finish my sentence, and whether or not it has since been used in the commission of a crime. The city refuses to say all those things. That does not inspire confidence, I have to be honest. And I did email these questions to Mr. Shammy just an hour ago, and if he changes his mind and wants to answer them and clear the air and reassure further, I would appreciate a response to my email.
Thank you, Mr. Crowell.
And I guess, I don't know.
Anything else, Mr. Crowell?
Yeah, if you just give me a minute.
Sure, take your time.
I'm just really disappointed that
Take a deep breath.
that the leadership of the city doesn't want to reassure the citizens about a stolen gun. I guess the last thing I'll just ask about is a crime in my neighborhood. I believe there was a shooting over the weekend on Hale Street around 2 or 3 a.m., 2:30 a.m. On one of those weekend nights, Friday or Saturday night. Can you please ask the police captain to tell me the details of this?
Okay, well, I'm sure it's an investigation going on forward, but Captain, could you enlighten us or tell us about that matter, please?
It is a criminal investigation, and I don't have the details at the top of my head, where if I was willing to give out some information, I'd have to look into it. I don't have that stuff on top of my head. I believe he emailed me today about that. I didn't get to it yet. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Okay, if it's something that he can have, will you give it to him?
I'll give him, the information that he's entitled to.
Thank you very much, Captain.
Thanks. So it just was there a shooting or not? It's not. He doesn't know.
Could you say if there was a shooting or not?
Again, Mr. Credible holds me to every syllable I speak. I'm not going to go off the top of my head for something that I can't see exact time and date.
You'll respond to your email and get to you about the incidents, Mr. Crowell.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you, Mr. Crowell. Would anybody else like to comment to the council this evening? Anybody else? Anybody? Seeing nobody.
Mr. President.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, just want to comment today. As many of you know, it's Read Across America. Dr. Seuss Day is 112 years old. I had the pleasure of reading to some students in Paul Robeson. Very nice students, great teachers and staff. It was very good to see the youngsters getting up there in the world.
Sam I am, green eggs and ham.
Did not read that one.
Anybody else?